Marco was a man whose mind was never still, like a storm-tossed sea. His thoughts crashed against the shores of his daily life. He lived in a quiet village, yet within him a tempest raged. Every waking moment was a battle against 1,000 restless worries. The past haunted his footsteps, and the future loomed like an insurmountable shadow. He was tired, bone-weary from the weight of his own mind. One afternoon, while sitting in the bustling village square, he overheard a conversation between two weary travelers resting by the fountain. They spoke of a legendary wise man who lived deep within the emerald forests, a philosopher who could cure the most turbulent of souls. A spark of hope, small and fragile, ignited in Marco's heart. Could this stranger truly offer the silence he so desperately craved? With nothing left to lose, he packed a small bag and set out. He traded the familiar streets for the uncertainty of the wild. The journey was an arduous one. He trekked through steep, winding hills where the air grew thin and the sun beat down mercilessly. He pushed through lush, ancient forests where the trees whispered in a language he couldn't yet understand, his body aching with fatigue. Sweat dripped from his brow, but he did not stop. The inner noise was his relentless driver, pushing him further into the unknown. Days bled into nights. Finally, as he crested a final ridge, he saw a small, charming house, draped in vibrant vines and blooming jasmine. On the porch sat the wise man. He was perfectly still, his eyes closed in deep meditation, radiating a peace that felt like a physical touch. Marco reapproached with a heavy heart. "Teacher," he whispered, "my mind is a storm. I seek the peace you seem to hold so easily." The wise man did not answer with words at first. Instead, he led Marco to a quiet stone courtyard behind the house. He took a glass from a nearby table and filled it with water from a crystal-clear spring until the surface curved at the very edge. "Take this glass," the wise man said softly. "Walk to the edge of the village and back. If you spill one drop, you fail." Marco took the glass. His journey began again. But this time, the world around him was filled with a different kind of challenge. He entered the marketplace. Merchants shouted their prices, dogs barked at his heels, and children chased each other through the crowd. Normally, this noise would have shattered his nerves, but Marco saw none of it. His eyes were locked onto the trembling surface of the water. Each step was a calculated prayer. He moved with a newfound grace, his entire existence distilled into the stillness of the glass. The shouting became a distant hum. The chaos of the world became a ghost. There was only him, the water, and the present moment. When he finally returned to the porch, the glass was still perfectly full. He looked at the wise man and breathed a sigh of relief. "Tell me," the wise man asked, "did you hear the merchants? Did you see the dogs? Or the children playing in the street?" Marco shook his head. "No," he replied. "I saw nothing but the water. I had no room for anything else in my mind." "That is the lesson," the wise man whispered. "When you are fully present, the external noise has no power to disturb you. Peace is not the absence of noise, but the absence of extra thoughts. It is the art of being exactly where you are." As the sun set, casting long golden fingers across the valley, Marco felt a profound stillness settled into his very bones. He bowed deeply to the wise man, a gesture of gratitude for a gift that could not be bought. He was finally whole. He began his walk home, not with a glass of water, but with the same unwavering focus. The journey back felt effortless. Remember, the world will always be loud, but your peace is a glass you carry within. Hold it well and stay in the now.